Hi, today I have a poetry review. The poem is Assisi by MacCaig. I'll do a reading of the poem, a brief analysis, three good things about the poem, three bad things about the poem, and a best line rating of the poem, and a poetry recommendation. So, the dwarf, with his hands on backwards, sat slumped like a half-filled sack on tiny twisted legs from which sawdust might run. Outside, the 3 tiers of churches built in honour of St. Francis, brother of the poor talker with birds, over whom he had the advantage of not being dead yet. A priest explained how clever it was of Giotto to make his frescoes tell stories that would reveal to the illiterate the goodness of God and the suffering of his Son. I understood the explanation and the cleverness. A rush of tourists, clicking contentedly, fluttered after him as he scattered the grain of the word. It was they who had passed the ruined temple outside, whose eyes were at pus, whose back was higher than his head, whose lopsided mouth said "Grazie" in a voice as sweet as a child's when she speaks to her mother, or a bird's when it spoke to St. Francis. And this poem has nostalgia for me because it was one I studied in high school. So thanks to Mr. Maguire in English class. You might not have thought that the poem stayed with me, but it did, and it really made an impact because this is a poem that I remember from them. I remember quite a few of the lines. So it does sort of make you also think about there's quite a lot of homelessness in Glasgow, as I imagine there is, and a number of other cities, both in the UK and elsewhere. And you do sort of pass by these people, and I think of a lot of dog walkers who probably treat their dogs better than they do some people. This poem sort of reminds me of that. Let's see. 3 good things about the poem. I do like alliteration. So, tiny twisted legs and clucking contentedly. Those are 2 good examples of alliteration. The description of the beggar outside, who I'm guessing is paraplegic. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, that's good description, and that's a harsh, powerful line. He had the advantage of not being dead yet. That's powerful stuff. And also the ending line, or a bird's when it spoke to St. Francis, that really ties it up in a neat little bow, I would say. 3 bad things. I understood the explanation and the cleverness. I thought that the poet was kind of being a bit pompous in that one. A rush of tourists. Well, he's a tourist. You know, he's from, MacCaig is from Scotland, and he's in Assisi. So technically he is a tourist. So and also you do have to wonder if he, well, I imagine he did interact with the dwarf, but I'm a little bit dubious. And also grazie. And I said it in sort of like an old man voice. I didn't say as sweet as a child, but I don't know about putting dialogue in a poem. It's not something I come across much, not all that much. I can't exactly think of any examples at the moment, but dialogue and poem I'm not too sure about. Best line. Best line. Probably that of not being dead yet. I think that's probably the most powerful sort of line in the poem. I would give this poem a 8 out of 10. Poetry recommendation. I would recommend In the Snack Bar by Edwin Morgan. So I think that went okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.